Gervonta Tank Davis did something awful again, and no, it wasn't scheduling another fight with Jake Paul. He beat a woman. Again. And once again, I'm not talking about Jake Paul. If you know Tank Davis, you know he has a lot of run-ins with the law. But this is actually a civil suit over a certain criminal case that was dropped earlier, and while everyone is innocent until proven guilty, this looks really bad for him. While all the details aren't out, we know from the details from the original case, which was basically a shut case with a lot of evidence that he did it. That, along with his prior incidents, innocent until proven guilty, but yeah. You know, if you do something like 6 times, people are gonna believe you did it the 7th. So why is this coming up again? Well, now we talk about Jake Paul. There were a lot of theories that the reason the original charges got dropped, despite it being pretty clear that he was gonna get convicted, was he convinced her to stop pressing charges so that he can actually schedule this Jake Paul fight. Because it was announced the day after the charges were dropped. But the Jake Paul fight isn't for another week. So does this put this in jeopardy? No, probably not, because it's a civil lawsuit. But I don't know how keen Netflix is gonna be promoting a massive fight for tens of millions of people to see with one of the stars
Gervonta Tank Davis, one of boxing's most feared punchers, a global superstar, stood before the judge, expression blank, hands shaking. And then it happened. As the verdict was read out, Tank's knees buckled. The man who once brought crowds to their feet with thunderous knockouts collapsed under the weight of his own past. This isn't just another headline. This is the downfall of a fighter who once seemed untouchable and the moment that could end Gervonta Davis's career forever.
Without the ankle monitor on.
That's corny. That's super corny. I don't know how much I weigh.
And the handcuffs too.
Huh? What are you talking about, fam?
How do you win this fight?
That outfit is trash. For real. That outfit is garbage. And that hairstyle. Anybody that ever rocked a mohawk is a clown. We all know this. Anybody rocked a mohawk. Name them.
You want to see clowns? You want to see clowns? Gervonta, you're the clown, buddy. You're the clown, Gervonta. Any man who puts his hands on a woman is the clown.
It all went down in Miami-Dade County. Just 2 weeks before his massive fight against Jake Paul, Tank Davis was hit with a brand new lawsuit, one that shocked not only the boxing world, but everyone who thought Tank was finally turning his life around. Filed by his ex-girlfriend, Courtney Russell, the lawsuit accuses Davis of battery, aggravated battery, kidnapping, false imprisonment, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Yeah, it's as bad as it sounds. According to court documents, Russell claims Tank attacked her at her workplace on October 27th. She says he had made threats to kill her and that this wasn't the first time it happened.
But, so, you know, they canceled the Tank and Jake fight.
They canceled it? I didn't even see that.
Yeah, they canceled, I think, yesterday or today.
Why? Do you think that Jake told that boy, hey, you gotta fall?
No, because he can't keep his motherfucking hands to himself.
Jake beat somebody up?
No, not Jake, you know, Tank.
I didn't know.
Him and his baby mama again.
Oh, man.
They beat up again.
He beat his baby mama up?
So Jake on some like, man, I'm not about to give you no money to get you no 40 million and you out here beating women up and stuff like that. You a boxer, bro. Like, I can't promote that.
Did he really? I gotta see the tape. Did he really beat up on her?
I mean, that's like his 5th domestic violence case,
saying,
bro.
But did he whoop her though? Like, did he actually whoop her?
I ain't seen it, but if you got 5 cases, 3, 4 cases, hey, yeah. Somebody ain't lying.
Yeah, you gotta call a spade a spade.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
But I dig it though, you know what I'm saying? I can't get down on that, you know what I'm saying? I got a daughter, I got a mom, I got a sister, I got all that.
In fact, the lawsuit details at least 4 previous incidents where Tank allegedly physically assaulted and choked her. She's now suing him for over $50,000 in damages, saying she's suffering from PTSD and is in therapy to recover.
Gervonta Tank Davis being sued for kidnapping and assault. Chilaquiles. That's right. Apparently, October 27th at a gentleman's club in Miami, they alleging that Gervonta Tank Davis went up in there and allegedly got his child's mom, baby mom, something, kidnapping, alleged assault, court paperwork has found out. Now, as you know, Tank Davis, earlier this year, he was arrested on domestic violence charges. I believe those charges were dropped. And as you know, Tank Davis does have a fight coming up Friday, November 14th. Now, is this just the Al Heyman way? The Al Heyman PBC way? Anytime Tank gets into legal trouble, they go ahead and have a fight coming up, and Tank fans love ghetto, ignorant shit, so it boosts the fight up. This is typical Tank fashion. This will go away. Don't worry about it. This is how they promote Tank Davis, because they know the ignorant and his fan base love toxic ghetto shit. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Is it Musty Energy?
Musty Energy.
Or is it the Chiller Killers? Chiller Killers.
For Gervonta Davis, who was gearing up for one of the biggest fights of his career, this timing couldn't be worse. Just days after the lawsuit was filed, Most Valuable Promotions, the team behind Jake Paul's upcoming fights, released a statement. Translation: they're preparing to pull the plug. And when that statement dropped, fans knew something was off. Because this wasn't some small controversy or misunderstanding. This was the type of legal storm that destroys careers.
Tank Davis, somebody you've had some interaction with on social. What do you make of maybe the lack of discipline or arrest?
Lack of discipline. Lack of discipline. Is that what you want to put it down to?
Yeah.
It's more than lack of discipline.
Yeah.
It's vile. Do you know what I mean? I don't condone that at all in the slightest. So it's not got nothing to do with lack of discipline. It's got everything to do with moral compass. And for me, that's just, yeah.
Behind closed doors, the fight's entire promotion, the marketing, the Netflix deal, the sponsorships, everything was suddenly hanging by a thread. By the time Tank arrived in court for the first hearing, the pressure had broken him. Eyewitnesses said he looked exhausted, emotionless, and completely drained, not like the confident, flashy fighter we see during press conferences.
He got into a Camaro that pulled up and left the scene. Today, the judge sentenced him to a total of 2 years plus 60 days in prison, but she suspended all of it except for 90 days. She told
the verdict was read, and as reality set in that this time, he might actually be going back to jail, Tank collapsed in the courtroom, overwhelmed by the weight of his own choices. This wasn't the first time Gervonta Davis had been in trouble with the law, but this time, it felt different. Because this time, there's no way out.
These allegations against Gervonta Davis, they're very serious allegations. Anybody that's laying hands on women needs to be shut down straight away. They need to be, for me, they need to be locked up and the key thrown away. You shouldn't touch women. They're not there to be touched and have their hands laid on them. I've got 2 daughters. I've got my wife, my mother. Anybody out there who's close relationship to women knows you do not lay your hands on women ever. Don't touch them. And if you do, you should be prisoned. As simple as that. That's my take on it. It's totally out of it. It's really serious. Tank needs to get a grip and stop doing what he's doing because he's got previous. This is all alleged, don't forget. It's all allegations. So we're not trying to convict anybody here on Frotch on Fighting. We're just pointing out the facts. He's been accused of all the serious allegations from earlier. It's not good enough, and from the fight being made to the weight disparity to Gervonta Davis being a wrong un in terms of these allegations, the whole thing is just an absolute circus.
Let's rewind for a second. Gervonta's history with domestic violence goes back years. In February 2020, he was arrested after a viral video showed him grabbing his then girlfriend by the neck at a public event.
I see you. All right, so hold on, before we get into it, I want to introduce Dance by Trainer, all right? Now, this is the dance team of women from all across the world.
Then, in December 2022, another arrest, another domestic violence charge. And though that case was later dropped, it built a pattern, one that's now impossible to ignore.
Well, let me ask you this. I was just talking to her. What if she told me that you beat the piss out of her and you jumped on top of her and started punching her in the face? Should I just go ahead and take that?
Okay, but don't you know
It's your
Have
side
you
of the
just
story.
talk-
Give your
have
side.
you just talking to her though? What the information that she gave you? Can she tell you?
You want me to just take everything she says?
Here. I'm not from here.
Okay, but you want me to just take everything she says as
all I'm just
fact?
saying is I'm not from here. I don't know her exact address.
Okay, that's fine.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not asking for her exact address. She's saying you hit her. She does have a mark on her lips, and it's under.
I have a mark right here.
Did she hit you?
Turn around.
For battery.
Turn around.
Violence.
Put your hands behind your back. What's his first name?
Gervonta.
And if that wasn't enough, Gervonta also spent 44 days in jail in 2023 for violating the terms of a house arrest related to his hit and run case from 2020, a crash that could have ended lives. It's been one thing after another. For years, fans kept saying, he's young, he'll grow out of it. But at 30 years old, that excuse doesn't work anymore.
Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis, the fight is in jeopardy. There's another, yes, I said another domestic abuse allegation against Gervonta Davis, and that may either destroy, postpone, change the entire event. There's been a lot of allegations against Tank. When things like this happen over and over, I think this is his fourth or maybe fifth allegation of domestic abuse, you kind of start to have to look at the person that's being accused of such and go, why do you keep ending up in these situations? And the way it's described, we've even seen Tank do some of the things already on camera. I don't think that's something that Netflix is wanting to be a part of at that point. I don't know if Jake wants to be involved with somebody like that, which is why they're starting to look for potential replacements.
Now, let's talk about the Jake Paul fight, because this changes everything. The exhibition was scheduled for November 14th, live from Miami, with a huge Netflix contract backing it. This was supposed to be one of the biggest crossover events in modern boxing, a clash between two of the sport's most controversial names. And now, that chaos might never happen. When news broke about Tank's new charges, Jake's entire team reportedly went into damage control. Some insiders said Jake was furious, not just because the fight might get canceled, but because of everything he'd invested in this. The training camps, the promotion, the endless media buildup, all of it wasted.
I don't know, I'm kind of in a sad mood. People don't realize how much effort is put into these training camps. Beat up a girl, dragged her through the parking lot, punched her in the face, and it's like, bro.
But more than that, Jake had been warning everyone. During one of their earlier press conferences, Jake Paul had called out Tank's history of violence. He told him straight up that he's not just fighting opponents in the ring, he's fighting demons outside of it.
Any man who puts his hands on a woman is the clown. I got you a poodle.
Now, okay. Now, since we on this, if I put my hands on females or anything like that, right? If I put my hands on females or anything like that, you know how many female? Like, come on, it will be mad. You see how when I don't even want to bring up nobody thing, what's the name about that? But P Diddy.
The boxing community has been in disbelief. Some pros have come out in support of the alleged victim, saying the sport can't keep protecting fighters who bring shame to the game.
Be 1 foot in, 1 foot out too. What are you talking about? You know how much money you got? You know how hard it is getting out that bed to go run early in the morning in gym for hours, and you know you looking at 20 million easy. You own all this real estate. You rich. You don't have to do this ever again. Then the compounding interest, like let's say 20 million in the bank. He get 5% off of that, so he's probably making $500,000 in interest. He's not even spending his money. So it's like, hell yeah, he out of here. What? He gone.
Others say Tank needs help, not just punishment. But the general consensus, this could be the end of Gervonta Davis as we know him. Sponsors have reportedly started backing away. The Netflix team is holding emergency meetings. And according to multiple sources, Jake Paul's side is already exploring new opponents because they know if Tank ends up behind bars, the fight's officially dead.
Stop fighting dudes like Tyson. Stop fighting dudes like Little Tank Davis. Come on, man. Like, I wasn't mad at Tank for getting that bag. You know what I mean? I think he turned down a shitload of money. But it's kind of comical that you're fighting a guy so small. Fight me. You know what I'm saying? Fight me if you really want to prove something. A fight with me is a fight that's gonna sell, that you can market, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's a legit fight. So this is something different. You know what I mean? I'm not Nate Diaz, and no disrespect to Nate Diaz, but Nate Diaz is a UFC fighter. I'm a real professional boxer that's active, and not saying anything against the other pro fighters that he's fought, but Mike Tyson isn't Iron Mike no more. Comes a time where you can't keep playing boxer. You either really that, or you just gonna keep fronting. You know what I'm saying? And if you can keep fronting, everybody's just gonna look at you as an influencer. You know what I'm saying? But if you want that respect that people's looking at you like a true pro boxer, then this is the fight. You know what I'm saying? But if this is really up to him. You know what I mean? But like I said, you can't play this no more. You know what I mean? It's like you're either gonna do it or not.
Now, let's talk about those potential replacements. When rumors first broke that Tank might be out, Jake's team began looking for other names. One of the wildest rumors, Francis Ngannou. Yeah, Jake Paul versus Ngannou, a YouTuber versus a heavyweight monster who used to fight in the UFC.
Jake Paul goes from fighting Gervonta Davis to calling out Francis Ngannou. Jake Paul don't want those problems. I can't say it any different. Jake Paul does not want any Francis Ngannou problems. He don't. He does not want those issues. While I think it's crazy and I credit him for doing that, and I'm surprised he did that, this could be a ploy. Him poking out his chest, saying, I want Francis. He don't want those Francis Ngannou problems. I don't care what Anthony Joshua did to Francis Ngannou. Jake Paul gets in there with Francis. Francis will knock his head off this planet. You don't want those Francis problems. I watched Francis put down Tyson Fury. Sure, Anthony Joshua beat him. But even if Jake got power, I don't think he got power to be dealing with Francis. Because all it takes is for one to land and he go.
But Ngannou's team reportedly turned it down almost immediately, saying it wasn't worth it and they didn't want any part of a circus fight.
What else is there for Francis to do? If I was ever offered a fight, I wouldn't call TMZ. That guy's so easy for me. I had a special annoyance for those guys, which were, I respect that you were even willing to try. I couldn't imagine backing down, saying no. I'm a prize fighter. There's a prize. Someone wants to pay me, and I'm insulted that my phone rang. There is a lot of clever ways of getting out of having to do a fight, but there's still not any other answer than I backed out of the fight. One guy issued a challenge. You turned the challenge down. On my playground, you lose.
Then came Ryan Garcia's name. Fans thought that maybe Jake could pivot toward Ryan. They're similar in weight, they've got a rivalry brewing online, and it'd be massive for views. But Oscar De La Hoya, Garcia's promoter, shut that down fast. So now Jake's left hanging. All that training, all that buildup, gone. And honestly, it's hard not to feel like this whole thing was cursed from the start. Because even before this lawsuit, this fight was already one of the most controversial matchups ever announced. The weight difference alone had people outraged. Tank, at 135 pounds, was going up against Jake Paul, who fights at nearly 200. That's a 60-pound gap. Even in exhibition boxing, that's almost unheard of. It made no sense for either guys.
It's kind of weird, because Jake Paul is extremely bigger than Tank. And I mean, but with it being a exhibition, it makes sense. It's fine. He got a big name that he's going to be fighting. But I mean, it really makes no sense because he's going to be weighing over 200 and some pounds. Tank's going to probably be weighing maybe at the most 147, 150. So I don't even understand why the fight is happening.
But just when the fight world thought Jake Paul was out of options, Edgar Berlanga and Rolly Romero both stepped up, throwing themselves into the spotlight. Berlanga, fresh off his recent win and known for his knockout power, said he's ready to save the show and give fans a real fight.
Hey, Jake, pick up the phone, champ. I've been calling you. Pick up. Let's make the fight happen. Pick up the phone, man. Stop playing. Oh, Jake. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Rolly Romero came in with his usual confidence, calling Jake out and promising to end him early if given the chance. Two wild personalities, both smelling opportunity, and Jake suddenly has more choices than ever.
Hey, so you guys, I want to make an important announcement. And I want to let everybody know I'm going to slap Jake Paul across his face because, first and foremost, man, I'm tired of this YouTube boxing stuff, man. I really am. I am more tired of this YouTube boxing stuff than everyone else, man. The GOAT at welterweight, bro. I'm about to be the GOAT at cruiserweight. Me and Jake fight in 2 weeks. Yeah, Jake Paul's team's not gonna let me beat him, huh? I think Jake Paul's scared of me. I'm willing to cruiserweight, bruh. Really big right now, anyways. Jake Paul gets knocked out cold by me, bruh. Yeah. Jake Paul gets knocked out cold. I will slap Jake Paul across his face. Like, bro. But who cares? I don't care. Roll over Jake Paul 2025, bro. I knock out another YouTuber.
So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.